Moms, what's the most unforgettable reason you were called to the principal's office about your child? When my son was in second grade, I got a call from the school in the middle of a work meeting. The secretary sounded tense, like something is on fire tense, but wouldn't tell me what happened. There's been an incident involving your son that requires your immediate attention. That's it. I dropped everything and rushed to the school, heart racing the entire way. Was he hurt? Did he get in a fight? Did he punch a teacher? I ran through every worst-case scenario in my head as I parked and speed walked into the front office. The moment I walked in, the secretary wouldn't even look me in the eye. She just stood up and motioned for me to follow her down the hall. No one said a word. When I walked into the principal's office, there was my son, Tyler, sitting in one of those two big wooden chairs with his head hanging low, legs swinging, no visible injuries, just guilt. Principal Peterson sat across from him, looking like he wasn't sure whether to be stern or amused. He cleared his throat. "Thanks for coming so quickly," he said, glancing at Tyler. "We have a situation." I braced myself. "What kind of situation?" He looked at Tyler again. "Would you like to tell your mom what happened?" Tyler mumbled something into his sleeve. "I didn't catch that," I said. Mr. Peterson took over. "Tyler caused a bit of chaos during lunch today. He was, charging other students for services." I blinked. "What kind of services?" He shifted in his seat. "He was running what he called a curse removal business." Silence. Mr. Peterson straightened his tie. "Apparently, Tyler convinced multiple students that they were cursed. Then, for a small fee, he would remove those curses. He called it Dark Magic Protection Services." I tried really hard not to laugh. Curses? Yes. According to several students and a few recess monitors, he'd sneak up, whisper something in what sounded like Latin, and then tell them they were cursed. Then he'd pull out a folded index card with a price list for curse removal. I turned to Tyler. "Are you serious?" He just shrugged. "He had different packages," Mr. Peterson added, barely hiding a smile. "Basic removal was $1. For $5, he'd offer full spiritual shielding. For $7, you'd get curse immunity for a week. He even made little receipts out of notebook paper." "How much did he make?" I asked, because at this point I wasn't even mad. I was curious. $27, the principal said, opening his desk drawer and pulling out a sandwich bag full of crumpled bills and coins, and a list of pending appointments. He had a waiting list? "Oh yes, with time slots." On the ride home, I asked him where he came up with all of this. Tyler goes, "I read some of Grandpa's old business books. He said the key to success is to find a need and fill it. Kids were scared after that Halloween movie in gym class, so I figured they needed help. So you cursed them on purpose and then sold the cure." He nodded. "It's like when people get their computers fixed. Sometimes they get the virus and the fix from the same place." I didn't know whether to ground him or hire him an accountant. We had a long talk about honesty, ethics, and how maybe don't convince your classmates they're being haunted in exchange for lunch money, but Tyler didn't miss a beat. Next day, I got an email from his teacher that he'd been caught selling Lucky pencils for $2 each before a spelling test. Said they were cleansed of failure. I asked him about it when I picked him up. "They're just regular pencils," he said, "but if someone believes they'll do better, maybe they will." I mean, he's not wrong.